Hello once more humans, I'm Roman and welcome to a new video. As you may know, I made a comic called Ben 10 Million and it was the main thing I had. This comic was inspired by the online popular comic 5 years later, a fan-made comic that might as well be canon. It covers a story between Danny Phantom, the Ghost Boy, and Ben 10, the intergalactic cop. With its release as a motion comic, I wanted to give my thoughts on it. If you like this sort of content, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends. Also, comment down below on what would you like to see next. Disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form this video is meant to diminish the work of the Ink Tank. With that out of the way, let's begin. This comic may be some of the best Ben 10 content we've received since Cartoon Network isn't giving us anything. However, there are some things I disagree with, and it's not things like, it's too edgy or it's too bloody. I'll call the first point the poetic syndrome. This is when a character speaks in a way that does not seem human. In any situation, they speak in a poetic, Shakespearean type way. This can be seen many instances with Blad's first scenes on Earth and with Danny's fights. The most notable scene that does this is when Divinity is born and asks Cooper for forgiveness. He says, "You better kill me before I kill you first." But just look at Cooper and the situation. The response doesn't feel human or accurate to the situation. A single "fuck you" would suffice. Next to me is the over explanation of concepts. This can be seen throughout the comic, and I get it to an extent, that it helps new readers understand. But scenes like Ben versus Danny, where he says he has to put out the flames, is something that could have been worded differently. Or when Rook attempts to arrest Danny, he just talks about what Toku stars have done in the past. Following the first point, this shifts the conversation in a drastic way to give a 3 episode event in a brief sentence. Third point is the changes slash nerfing of various aliens and the buffing of Danny's ghost powers and overall the characterization of Ben. As we know, Feedback was able to absorb an explosion that was going to replicate the Big Bang. Chroma Stone has shot and harmed Dagon, a cosmic entity, but here seems like they're outclassed due to Danny's unknown potential of ecto energy. Danny goes from being a normal ghost to becoming a universal disrupting entity. Although, I do have to point out that Danny's power ups are not all over the place. He's not bending reality out of nowhere or something like that. His boosts only buff the already existing abilities, which is something I like. But we reach to Ben as a character. Here, Ben doesn't want to use Alien X due to him not wanting to be seen as a deity who chooses what is right and wrong. All of that is good, but then again, we see Ben use powerhouses when there is no other choice, like using NRG against the Kraho or Atomics against Albedo. He has even used Alien X against a universal ending catastrophe and as a regular on Omniverse.